Well, you have probably heard by now, one of the finest teachers in the nation works right here in the city of Las Vegas. Juliana Urbutey works at Kermit Booker Elementary School, which, by the way, is a City of Las Vegas reinvent school. She's the first Nevada teacher to receive this honor and the first Latino educator since 2005 to receive the honor. All you have to do is listen to her talk about teaching children, and you know they picked the right person. Whether in a classroom here at Kermit Booker Elementary School,
it's a very important part of the relationship with plants and people,
or out here at the school's community garden, Juliana Urbutey makes sure all of her students are engaged in whatever the day's lessons may be. Engagement and inclusion are of particular importance to the students this recently named National Teacher of the Year has chosen to teach.
So I work in our inclusion pre-K class, I work with the autism programs, and then I work with the students who are within the general education settings. So I provide special education supports for them and for the teachers.
We all know it takes a special person to dedicate their life to nurturing and growing the lives of our children. All of our teachers possess that selfless trait, but to teach in the special education arena can require even more patience and understanding. As Mrs. Urbutey explains, these students are just as capable as others of learning. They just learn differently.
I've always gravitated to folks who learn and think differently, and I just really appreciate their brilliance. And so being a special education teacher helps me find their strengths and design learning in a way that really makes them love learning, because kids with learning and thinking differences with special education needs don't always love learning. They don't always feel successful. So I knew that I could help them feel that way.
One of the ways she reaches her students is through the school's community garden, where she spends so much time and puts forth so much effort. She's earned the nickname Mrs. Earth from her students.
It just symbolizes what the community garden really meant to our school community, and it probably has been like the most prestigious award I've ever gotten, is to have that nickname.
Oh. More so than being National Teacher of the Year?
Well, I think that they're par.
You're even.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Out here among the growing vegetables and flowers, she sees her students also grow.
And so for my students to take part in, one, beautifying their community, two, sharing healthy vegetables with each other and having access to them themselves, and three, being able to care for something other than themselves, it's just a different part of them comes alive. Like, I remember I had once a kid say, "Wait, they're not peeled and little." I said, "No, sweetheart, we do that for you, but this is what they look like straight out of the ground." And when kids taste vegetables straight from harvest, they taste so much better that it's easier to get them to fall in love with eating vegetables that way.
The Council of Chief State School Officers chose this teacher out of all of the nominees across the country as a shining example in her field. But Juliana says she does not look at it as being best. She looks at it as representing the best.
This is a beautiful recognition, but it's an even more beautiful responsibility. I get the chance to represent our country's teachers, students, and their families. To be a Latina and to have that privilege is to make paths for my students, for students who look and come from similar backgrounds as me. And I get to elevate our stories. I get to tell them in a dignified way that really focuses on the strengths.
Her advice to anyone thinking about becoming a teacher is it's a wonderful career for anyone who wants to have a hand in cultivating strong, curious, and kind leaders of our future.
This is a career that every single day you get to impact the lives of your students, and it's exponential because I'm still in contact with students that I taught 10 years ago, and to see them grow and flourish and know that I was a little part of that really fills my life with purpose.
By the way, when this was announced on May 6th, another famous educator happened to be in town. Our First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, was here for another reason, but when she found out that Juliana had been chosen as National Teacher of the Year, she stopped by to personally congratulate her. Now there is an honor right there.